Hello there, welcome back to Crafters TV. I hope you're having a brilliant weekend. I hope the spuds are roasting in the oven. Maybe there's a chicken or a joint of beef in the oven if you're here in the UK. I think it's a bit early for dinner if you are across in the US. But whatever you're up to, however you're spending your Sunday, I hope you are having a lovely day so far. And it's about to get a whole heap better, I can tell you that, because we have got a craft along coming up for the next couple of hours, all about these gorgeous frames, which launched recently. So many of you went for them. It was in early September when they launched, the 6th of September, in fact. We're really looking forward to a couple of hours, getting to spend a couple of hours with Craig doing something gorgeous.
Well, I hope so anyway. We'll try. Thought what we would do with this collection here when it comes to the frames, more specifically Graceful Flourish, we're going to do a scrapbook page. Let's just show you it right now before we give you the shopping list. And it was one that I put a call out a couple of weeks ago, just saying, you know, what sort of things would you like to see in the craft along? And one of the things that was coming back on my page was, I'd love to see an autumn feel when it comes to craft along. So I thought, well, these frames are going to be perfect for that. We will be doing Hello Autumn. But of course, if you are stateside, you might want to change that to Hello Fall, or even if you're here in the UK and you want to do Hello Fall, that's entirely up to you. That's what we're going to be making. Now, we will give you the shopping list as to what you're going to need to make that, exactly as what I have been using. You're going to need your Gemini Graceful Flurry, no it's not, Gemini Graceful Flourish die, fancy frame. You're going to need your paper library, Knit Wit Positivity 12 by 12 card pad, your Nature Garden Autumn Blessing, the A4 mixed card, Hello Autumn die set, Skellington leaves. You're going to need your Gemini Expressions left fold alphabet and your Gemini Mini Elements, your Garden Friends die set. And then the additional elements, you're going to need your vellum, your tape pen or double-sided tape that I use, large guillotine, Collal tacky glue, glue gel, Poke tool, your Gemini Junior and a 4 by 6 inch photo of your choosing. That's what you're going to need if you want to make exactly what I'm going to do. If you're going to change that, that's entirely up to you, but it's going to be a nice little craft along this one.
It is, it's going to be glorious. I can sense it. I'd love you to let me know if you are crafting along live with Craig. Let me share these with you then. If you don't yet own these, don't worry, it's not too late. Don't panic. You can go for these today and then come back and watch this craft along whenever you so wish. So this is a full collection. We've been able to repeat the launch offer for you, which is awesome. So you've got Graceful Flourish there. That's the one that I believe Craig is going to be using in this particular craft along, but as I said, any of these would work. This one is Bells and Bows that you are looking at there. Again, really lovely detailing all the way around. Really handy shape, these as well. This one here is a beautiful butterflies. I love that. The elements here in the butterflies are also liftable. So you can either stick those down if you wanted to, or you can create a little bit of extra texture by just giving those a little bit of a lift. This one here is your winter foliage. I bet this would look beautiful if you paper piece that back in. If you had those hold and release sheets, going to be perfect for that. Or maybe flooding it with some of those glossy highlights would be another great way to go. And this one here is your sparkling snowflake. I'm just seeing that cut. Maybe out of silver glitter card. I can imagine that would look glorious. A brilliant saving for you as well. So $28.95 or $33.75. That brings it down to £56 or $66. Of course, you can use your Club Inspired discount as well, if you so wish. It is Susie Socials on the socials today. So any questions that you've got, you can pop those across to her. Don't forget also about the end of summer sale. It is ending. The end of summer sale is ending. Midnight, wherever you are tonight, is your last chance to head over there and grab yourself some bargains. We say it up to 70% off. I've definitely spotted a couple in that end of summer sale that have been over 70% off. So make sure you're heading over there and checking those out. Lots of you tuning in and saying hi already. If you have any questions, now this craft along will work exactly the same as they all do. There will be regular breaks, so if you need an opportunity to get yourself caught up, don't worry, you will get one. Craig will recap steps for you as well as he goes. But if there is anything you miss, and you do need repeating, then you can pop into the comments. Crafters TV, if you're watching over on Facebook, make sure it's the Crafters TV page that you are watching the live stream through, not my page or Craig's page. We won't see the questions there. Has to be the Crafters TV one, or Crafters Companion if you are over on YouTube. And then I'll pop those questions across to Craig as we go. But I think, Craig, if you're ready, it would seem everyone else is pretty much good to go.
Excellent, let's do that. What we can do is let's start off, let's show you some finished samples as to what you can do with the collection, first of all, and then what we can do is we can dive straight into that craft along. Now, the first few I'm going to show you, these are actually ones that I done when it launched. I had the launch of these ones here. So what we've done within these ones here, this was a little bit of paper piecing that we can see here. The butterfly that is right on my forehead, that is because I got a little bit of adhesive stuck on the photo. And because it's photo paper, it took it off. So therefore, that was
Popped
just
a butterfly on it.
covering it. But you can then do your paper piecing, if you so wish, into the little bits and pieces. This one using the bell. But what we've done is we used the Christmas colouring pads.
It's totally different, isn't it?
It's totally different. But then what I've done is I've just sectioned off part of that pad. You could do that with the pads we had in Colour Me Happy.
Yeah.
Don't always have to colour them all. Then using that same die, but what I've done is I've done some decoupage. And that was with myself and Leanne. So you can absolutely add your decoupage to them. This one here was from Christmas photo last year. This one, what I've done, Joe, with this one is die cut the frame, popped it onto our white cardstock, then I coloured in with my tri-blends.
Nice.
Then what I done, because it's white card, you're going to get an inky outline die cut. So I die cut it again in white and overlay that over the top, and that gives you that really crisp, clean finish. So that's just a few as to what I done when we first launched. But then think of your shakers, think of your apertures. These have been designed and produced for you to pop your 4x6 photos in the middle. However, you can absolutely use them in many, many different ways. The team loved the snowflake one. Then you can see into here. So whether you're wanting to capture the memories of special occasions, families,
I thought that
relatives.
guy had a really big hat on them for a moment. I realised it's actually a child.
It's a child.
That's a funny, strange hat.
Child just sitting on the shoulders. Look at this one here.
Oh, that's really cool.
See how creative you can get with these ones here. Using your paper pads, using your cardstocks. Maybe you were able to get some of the 3 for 2 the other day. Colour them. So this is now cutting them into your white card, your Nina cardstock, and colour and shading over the top there. But then think about your little gift boxes as well. As you'll see in a moment, once we start with our craft along, you can then be using them within your scrapbook pages. But a really, really lovely set here. You can put in your die cut sentiments if you so wish. It's entirely up to you how you choose to use them. The concept of them are for you to frame your 4x6 photographs. So that is what the purpose of these ones for. I'm going to pop them to the side because they're coming home with me. And what we're going to do is let's dive straight on. Now, I've gone into the autumn section of our paper library, and I've gone in with this one here, this beautiful one that's got that great big circular pumpkin wreath. So we've got that one there. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take these 2 tones, which were from my Positivity collection.
Amazing.
So that one there is, I must have put I'm just going to lean over and get, so that you know exactly the one that I've used there, it was the Positivity. That's where I've taken that one from. Now what I've done is I've taken the brown and I've taken that peachy tone. You know what I'm like, nothing changes, we need to do some mats and layers. So the brown we're going to keep at 12x12. This peach tone, what we're going to do is we're going to come down to 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. So just on one side, turn it around onto the other. That's then going to give me my perfect matte layer.
Perfect.
So we can see here, perfect. Now this one, we need to come down 1/2 inch. We're coming down to 11.5 by 11.5. If I do that just from two sides, Joe, if I was to go at 11.5 here, see how I'm taking quite a chunk off one side?
You're going to have a wonky reef, aren't you?
We are indeed. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to take 1/4 of an inch off each edge, so it evens it up. So come down to 11 3/4, turn it around, and then we're going to come down to 11 3/4. Then what we're going to do is we're going to turn it around, and now this time we're coming down to 11.5, and then final side, turn it around down to 11.5. That means that we are equal all the way around. We've still got it central and it's not on the wonk. So I can move that one there for now. And then if we bring this one back in, you can see how we've got our perfect layers all the way around. See, they'll be straight once we stick it together. But we've got a lovely matting layer. And what it does as well is it makes it really sturdy. So maybe you don't want to put it into a 12 by 12 folder. Then you've got that sturdiness that you could pop it onto the wall or just have it loose leaf if you so wish. So that is that one. So that was 11.5 by 11.5. Then it was 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. And then that one we have kept at 12 by 12. So I'm going to put them back together. And then what I'm going to do is set them out of the way for now. And then what we can do is if we bring in some cardstock. So my cardstock, another piece, this brown was from the Positivity.
Okay.
But what I've done is I've gone in with this pearl card. This one was from the Autumn Blessing paper mix card pad. So we've gone in for the red and this gorgeous, gorgeous yellow. And what we're going to do with this one, and this is where we're using the Graceful Flourish, we're going to do a double drop shadow.
Okay.
So instead of just the one drop shadow, we're going to do a double. So my top layer, this is going to be the red. So what I would say is top layer with all of these frames, it is so worthwhile running it through your Gemini after it's cut with the embossing mat.
Okay.
Because you've got some embossed detail in it and it really is worthwhile doing that. I would only do it on this top layer because the two other layers you're not going to see the embossed detail, so I wouldn't worry about that. But then all that we're going to do is we're going to run this one through. So I don't need my metal shim, but I do need my plastic, magnetic and top plate. So what this is doing within a scrapbook page, it's giving you dimension. It's giving you that distinction from back to front, because what we've done is we've got our layers from our 12 by 12. We've got our triple layer when it comes to our frame, but then when it comes to the alphabets, also doing the drop shadow, it's getting a lot of depth within the scrapbook page. So I'm going to take out all this excess. I'm going to put in my rubber embossing mat. I'm going to take away my magnetic, and then what I'm going to do is run that one through again, this time with the emboss. So that's then going to give you that key feature with the embossed detail that's inside. And then using the yellow and the brown, these two layers, we're going to die cut the frame again. We're just not going to emboss it.
Okie doke. A lot of people tuning in saying hi. Mary Pat is in. I can see Janet's here. Debbie is with us as well. She's in New York. It's 47 degrees Fahrenheit here. I don't think that's very hot, is it?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I think that's not very hot at all. I want to say it's only about 15 Celsius, something like that. We'll see. Catherine saying it's 8 Celsius. Ooh, that's colder than it is here today. Catherine says, just had my roast chicken dinner, Joe. It was fabulous. Delightful.
So jealous.
Do you reckon we could get like a roast delivered this afternoon? We were having this conversation the other day. There must be somewhere that delivers them.
Is there?
Maybe we could make that happen. I'd be very much up for that. Susie says, good morning everyone from Toronto. Hope you're all well. And finally Alison says, good morning everyone from Brooklyn, New York. It's been a while since I watched live or commented, but it's lovely to have you back. Alison.
Nice. I like hearing all the comments come through.
Yeah, it's so nice, isn't it?
What yous are up to, whether you're chilling, whether you're crafting. It's nice.
Sunday's a great day just to do whatever you want to do, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
No pressure whatsoever. I love Sunday daytime, Craig. I don't like Sunday evening.
Do you know?
I think it goes back to being a kid, doesn't it?
At school.
You know, the sound of the Antiques Roadshow starting, or Heartbeat. Yeah, and knowing that it was nearly bedtime and the weekend was over.
Got to have that bath.
Yeah. Sitting as still and quietly as you possibly could for as long as possible, in the hope that if you didn't move, speak or breathe, your parents would forget that you were there.
Yep. Didn't have to go to bed. I know. All these sorts of things I would do as well. Just to get out of going to bed.
Just to try to have a little bit later.
And now I look forward to going to bed each day.
Oh, and now I can't stay up in the evening. Now I would rather be in bed. I don't know. There's very few places I'd rather be than my bed. You know.
Yeah. I'm not one for lying long though in the morning.
Oh,
I'm not a long liar.
I am like king of the snooze, Craig.
No.
I can snooze for about 3.5, 4 hours in the morning.
Can you?
Every 10 minutes. That feeling of waking up and being able to go back to sleep again is my favourite feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Some people do set their alarms at like in the middle of the night, don't they? So they can have that going back to sleep feeling again.
I've not done it for a while, but yeah, I used to do that.
Did you?
Every now and again, yeah, I would purposely set my alarm for maybe like 6 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
So it would go, I could always go back to sleep.
I can always go back to sleep.
Yeah,
I could probably go to sleep right now, Craig. And that's no reflection on your craft along. My mum would say that I could go to sleep on a washing line when I was a child. Yeah, that is true.
Nope, no offence taken. But yeah, the alarm goes off and then you wake up and you know that, I can go back to sleep. And
It's
then
the
just
best.
fall straight back to sleep. It's
It
a great
really is.
feeling.
And as we were saying earlier, especially when it's cold and if it's raining as well outside, you can hear the rain on the window. Oh, there's nothing better.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it? It's so good.
I feel like I want to get one of those sort of like white noise machines, you know, that plays the sound of the rain
Yeah.
against your window on the nights that it's not raining, which are very few and far between, to be honest, living in Manchester. But yeah, that noise is just the best.
You get them on iPhone, don't you?
Sorry?
You get these sorts of noises on your iPhone and
Can you?
Yeah, playlists and that.
Oh, I need to check them out. The problem is though, you become that guy that can't really sleep without them then. And then, you know, you've got friends staying, you know, over in the next room. You don't have your white noise machine blaring out, do you? When you've got people staying.
Do you know what's funny though? Is I've got that used to sleeping with my fan on.
Really?
That I'm used to the fan
Yeah,
sound.
do you know, yeah, I agree with you there. My fan's really noisy as well.
Yeah.
And also, I tell you what I really struggled with. This summer was the first time I've ever slept with a sheet rather than a duvet. I usually always leave my duvet on all summer, no matter, you know, what the temperature gets to. And my duvet is like a 15 tog duvet as well, so it's a big duvet. And this year was the first year I slept with a sheet. And I really struggled, Craig, going back to a duvet.
Did you?
Even when it got colder, yeah.
You really struggled. Yeah, a while back when I was looking at these apps that you can get for the sound, like the rain or the sea, anything like that. And every one I looked at all had the sound of a fan. And I used to think, why would anyone need the sound of a fan? And I get it now. I'm just that used to it. That if I don't have the fan on, which I do even in the winter time a lot because I get warm, if I don't have the fan on, I can't sleep. As soon as I put the fan on,
You fall asleep.
I can get to sleep.
Strange, isn't it?
So bizarre. So bizarre. Right, so there's one drop shadow done. So if I bring in a bit of dark card so that you can see. So we'll pull that down.
Very classy colour tone.
It's very nice, isn't it? Very nice. So coming down to the bottom right-hand corner. So what we can do is we will do that again with the brown layer, and then I'll have a recap of what I've done, and we can have a little bit of a break before we go on to the next bit.
Shadai says, good morning, Prince Joe and Hottie Scotty Craig from a blinking cold Ottawa, Canada.
Oh, I bet it's cold there.
Yeah, it sounds like everyone's getting a bit of cooler weather now. Carol Guy's in Wisconsin. Audrey is crafting along using Winter Sparkle. Val says, hi Craig and Joe, not crafting along, but interested to see what you make. And Pat says, what a good idea to recut and place another over the top. Debbie also I agree with Debbie here, says it's never too early for spuds, Craig.
Never. Never, never, never. Roast tatties. Nice. Gravy.
Susie Social says she can snooze for hours as well, Craig.
Yeah.
Hit that snooze button.
No, I do hit the snooze button once, and then I get up. I can't do it more than once.
I'm the worst at like saying I'll get up at X time. That will give me lots of time to be ready and prepared in the morning, and then snoozing and getting up at least 20 minutes later than I'd originally planned to, and then rushing and thinking that, you know, it was the end of the world. Because you get up in the morning, then you finally do wake yourself up, and then you're in a panic, aren't you? You're not in a good headspace. It's overwhelming when you think you're going to be late. And then I never am late.
No. The thing is, with me, even though I'll hit the snooze button, I still get up way earlier than I need to. I can't get up, shower, change, out the door. I can't do that.
Okay.
Actually,
You need a cup of tea.
I need a cup of tea.
See, I never have a cup of tea at home before I leave in the morning.
Do you not?
Never got time.
Oh, see, I need a good 15, 20 minutes, cup of tea, watching Good Morning Britain before I head out the door. If I do get up, shower, change, out the door, I have that feeling as though I've slept in, and I have that feeling all day. Yeah. I don't like it.
Today I thought I'd get up at 6:45, Craig, and I got up at 7:20.
Right.
So it gives you an idea. And I thought, and I still had to be out there. I had to be out of the house by about 7:45. So I still had time, but it meant that I was rushing around. I was putting the iron on, then I was getting in the shower. You know, you're doing about 8 things at once.
Yeah.
And then you always forget something.
Always forget something. There's always something. Always something. Right, that's nicely secured now. So that's given us our triple, well, it's not so much a triple drop shadow, a double drop shadow from our first layer. So that brown just really, really does pull out. That's giving you that real 3D look when it comes. So this is more ways, creating depth in your scrapbook page without doing mats and layers when it comes to foam pads or glue gel. It's a nice way of doing that. So that was the red, the yellow and the brown die cut with the graceful frames, done that drop shadow. And then once again, our pattern paper, we've cut to 11.5 inches by 11.5 inches. To make sure that our floral or autumn wreath is still central, we took 1/4 inch off at each corner. Our peachy tone was cut to 11.75 by 11.75, and then we've kept the brown at 12 by 12. So popping them ones together, our frame is going to go nicely into the middle, and then that is where we will pause for now before we come back and then we move on.
Brilliant, sounds like a plan. That's your opportunity to get yourself caught up. There's a great collection of water reactive ink pads on the show. I want to share those with you. They're always so popular. Our most popular style of ink pad, these outsell all of the others. Great for those inky backgrounds. And of course, all of those water-based techniques you might want to do. This one here is the baby blue. You'll also get Lagoon, crushed velvet. This next one here is the Bordeaux. As you can see there, really lovely deep colour. Smoked emerald. You've also got the smoked plume, misty morning, spar blue, and you've got the straw bale in there as well. $41.93 or $62.65 if you want to get those. You get 2 of them for free in that particular collection. Don't forget as well, if you don't yet own these awesome frames, and we do have the collection available today for you, so you can grab this and then come back and watch this show back anytime you like, as you can do with all of the shows that we bring you here on Crafters TV. This one here is your graceful flourish. You will then also get the bells and bows. This one here is your beautiful butterflies. You've got the winter foliage, and you'll get sparkling snowflakes as well. They are the 5 designs that you are going to receive in the collection. We managed to repeat the launch offer for you as well. Any 2 of these for £29 or $34 if you did want to grab a couple of them. Rhonda says, hey crafty peeps, watching and crafting along today from a cloudy and chilly Chicago. Nee is in. She says hi to Craig and Joe and all the behind the scenes heroes. Still gloomy in New Jersey, but I'm not complaining. Tess fell back to sleep watching Colour Me Happy and dreamed that Joe was her teacher. That sounds more like a nightmare to me. She says, he told me that I could be late. There you go, obviously. Eileen is saying good morning as well to everyone from Puerto Rico. Hi, Eileen. Fred says, sorry I'm late. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday to you, Fred, as well. Shadi has got these dies patiently waiting for her son's wedding photos to come so she can get them all framed. What a lovely project that is. Lauren says, this craft is perfect timing. I got these dies last month and I haven't had a chance to open them just yet. Who else we got here? Alison says, going to do this craft along later once I've printed some photos of my grandsons when I was down there last week of the school holidays. Takes me ages to print off the photos. Don't you worry, you get them printed off, you can come back whenever you want. There's a white noise app on your phone, apparently, according to Debbie. That's what she says, so you can just get it on your iPhone.
Yeah,
might give that a go. Carol says, I watch old crafters TV shows on low to help me relax at night and fall asleep.
Okay, I don't know if that's a
I bet it's all the ones of Ben you watch. Obviously, I'm thinking that help you fall asleep.
All the dad jokes are not funny.
Yeah, I bet that it's Ben's shows. Perfect for that, I hear. Alison puts the telly on a timer. I never go to sleep watching the TV.
Oh, I do.
But I think mostly like that is because I don't have a TV in my room. So I'd never. I just think the problem is, Craig, I'd never get out of bed if I had a TV in my room. The only motivation for me to get up in the morning is to make a cup of coffee and watch the news on the sofa.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to leave the bedroom, I mean I'd have to get out.
Yeah. See, it's funny as well, like the fan, if I take the fan out of the equation, I can't get to sleep as well without having the TV on. I at least have to have it on, but I never use the timer. As soon as I feel myself start to go, I'll put the TV off.
Really? And then you're off. You're out of there. Susie says, I know I'm not actually getting up until 7:30 a.m, but the first alarm goes off at 6:20, another at 6:55, another at 7:15, and then finally 7:30. There may be some snoozes in there as well, but I'm always afraid I will turn it off rather than snooze by mistake, and so set a bunch of alarms on an app. I don't know why. When I'm up here, Craig, I'm really bad at doing the off. Because on the phone, they've split them up a bit now because they used to be very close together, didn't they? So I think the snooze is in the middle and then the off's at the bottom. There's quite a lot of time where I'll hit off instead of snooze, and then that's the only time I'm ever late.
Oh, that's lethal.
And then I do that thing where I wake up, you know, you're like, oh.
Yeah, that is lethal, that one.
Any questions that you've got, get them into us. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Right, what would you like to? What's the next stage then, Craig?
Well, you might have some questions or you might have some stories to go along with this next one.
Yeah.
What we're then going to do is we're going to take out our printed photos. Now, I went through all my photos and I didn't have any that were autumn feel to them. So I just went online and I looked for free images, copyright-free images that you can then use. So I've gone in for this one here, this beautiful family, whoever they are. If you happen to know them, let me know. But if you're in this photo,
sorry,
I'm saying at home, if they're in this photo, it might be them.
Maybe. Can you imagine?
Them. So what I like to do is I'll go in and I've printed it to just over 6x4, and then I like to go in with my photo. And then I'm going to go in, and I like to have my photo towards the outer edges here, because that gives me that little bit of flexibility where I want to cut them. Now, at home, I just go straight in with my guillotine and cut, but because it's a craft along, if you have any issues with that, this is kind of like a good way in which you can do it. So I'm using a pen or a pencil to go in, and I'm doing a mark just before the edge of this outer edge of the frame, and then I'm going to do the same. Let's do it down here. So I'm going to come in to here. So I tend to do the top and the bottom, or left and the right first of all. So I'm going to go in, and where I've done that pencil mark, I'm going to go, and then I'm going to go, and then this lets you see how we can then frame it perfectly left to right, like you can see here. And then all that I would do is I would do exactly the same. So let's get that into position that we want, so we can see the man's head just into that corner there. And then all that I'm actually going to do, in actual fact, that's pretty much, I'm happy enough to cut exactly where those lines are. So we can do that as well.
Turns out a lot of people watch us go to sleep, apparently, Craig. I don't know if I'm flattered or offended.
Yeah. My current thing to put in before I go to sleep is Big Bang Theory.
Right. I'm terrible. I sit in bed and I look at social media before I go to
Oh, no, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite good and I don't do that, so that's not too bad. But yeah, the current one, I go between Big Bang Theory, Friends, the Scottish comedy Two Doors Down,
Right.
or the Royal Family.
Yeah.
The British comedy Royal Family.
TikTok Black Holes is where you'll find me just before bed.
Really?
Mm.
So what I'm doing here is as a visual guide, so I can see where to put my glue, which is pretty much over the whole lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my tacky glue and I'm going to sketch over the back. If you're using your dotty tape runner or that's absolutely fine. I do just like to use my tacky glue. So we're going to go in, just making sure that it's all nicely covered to the point, work our way in, all the way down. With the tacky glue as well, it's just going to secure your photo and your pages really, really well. So I'm going to turn that one around now, bring in our photo once again, get that back into position, and then when I'm happy, I'm going to press. I'm just going to give that a moment or two for it to grab, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it around. You can see I'm just going to, might just be able to, there we go, and then press that in, hold it down. Don't worry about if you see more up one side than you do at the other, because you're not going to see it once it's turned round. Make sure it's nice, and then there we go. We've got a framed photo. I love how that the corners, the two top corners there, it's just elongating it more. It could be whatever picture you want. So now that we've done that one, what we can do, Joe, is come in. I'm going to use my double-sided tape for this because it's what I prefer. If you're using any of your other adhesives, that's absolutely fine. And we're going to put all 3 pages together. So work our way around. And a scrapbook page, if I am doing my mats and layers like I've done with this one, a scrapbook page, I wouldn't gut the centre of my cardstock because I don't want to take any of that structure away. Okay, I want to keep it really strong. So let's just work our way around.
I think I'd struggle lining these up, Craig, with the tape, as they're so big.
You would?
I think I'd end up with wonky mats and layers, yeah.
Do you think so? Well, we could show you the little hint and tip to do that by turning back the edges. So if you do have trouble with your mats and layers, if you're using your double-sided tape, then maybe this little tip will give you a helping hand. Some will have seen it before. I've shown it a few times, some might not have. But let's just go all the way around. I always put a little bit in the middle. So let's go in with our top 2 just now. So to start with, just in 4 corners, what I'm going to do is prise away the backing of my tape, and then I'm going to bend it over like so. And then if I'm just taking these 2 out. So if I turn it around, what I can then do is I can get that into position.
Perfect.
And then if I need to move it, then I've not fully stuck all the way down. Of course, I put a bit in the middle, so I'm just going to press that and then just pull all these edges out, like so. And then we've got our matting layer all the way around. And then we can do exactly the same for this one here. I've just realised I've put tape on this one and I didn't need to.
I did wonder as you were putting the tape on.
Yeah, I didn't need to do that. So let's go around. At least no one will see the back, so it's fine. So take that one off. Once again, the 4 corners. Turn it the right way. Now you can add extra detail to these. For instance, you could come in with some of your reactive inks. You could come in with your sparkle pens if you want to. That's entirely up to you. I didn't want to go and add too much detail to it because I wanted to keep this circular wreath, on its own. I wanted that to also be one of the focal points as well as the photo. So mat and layer, all of these 3 layers together. We've done our photo that we can see here, which that will be ready to go in just shortly. And then what we can do is if we get our cardstock ready, so get your yellow and your red ready, and get your left fold alphabet ready. We can take a break at this point, and then when we come back, we can move on to the next step.
Absolutely perfect timing. Lady Laura says, hello from a cloudy Richmond, Virginia. I'm redoing my craft room as I watch. Amazing. Gilmore's thinks it's maybe my soothing voice that sends everyone to sleep. I wouldn't class myself as having a soothing voice.
Would you not?
No, I'd say it's a little high-pitched, if anything. Gilmore says I use snooze a lot, especially when my daughter doesn't have to go to school. Brilliant. That's the problem, you know, getting up and going to school was a pain enough when you were a kid. Getting up and taking someone else to school must be, you know, even more of an inconvenience, Craig. Sarah Brown says, I couldn't sleep the other night. I put Crafters TV on. I had Ben sing me a lullaby. It was very funny. I do tend to have CTV on the background as I fall asleep. And Elena says, I am up at least 2 hours before I need to leave the house. Oh, gosh, no. That is not me. I am not that person. Right, we're going to take a really short break whilst you get yourself caught up. Let's share with you all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those 3 people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away, we're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Lots of you still talking about sleeping in the cottage. Seems to be the theme of the day. When do the clocks change, Craig? Is it the end of this month?
The end of this month.
Towards the end, yeah. I mean, that's winter well and truly here then. Suzanne says, I find it really hard to fall asleep. I have an app that has sounds but also stories. I play this one free story 99% of the time. It makes me fall asleep within a few minutes. It's like magic. I had a version of one of these apps. I had the Calm app.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And it had a story read by Harry Styles on there. I'm a little bit in love with Harry Styles. Mm-hmm. Well, it never made me go to sleep. I was always too enthralled by the story and what was happening. David Walliams once read me. He's not the man to put me to sleep.
Matthew McConaughey, he was on
Matthew McConaughey's got one. But I find I'm so nosy and intrigued by the story that they don't send me off to sleep. Just doesn't work for me.
With me, on that same app, they have one with the waves. So I would be lying there with the waves, and then I would just think of the film like Castaway, and I'd be thinking about being on the desert island and then, you know, doing a fire and going out and hunting for food and relaxing, the sun. My mind would end up wandering instead of actually trying to get to sleep.
I think that my brain becomes more stimulated by the idea of stories. So yeah, it didn't work for me. Sylv says, I need an alarm. Himself doesn't like them. Sometimes I have to wake him up and he gets really grumpy. Then it's like a Benny Hill sketch with him running because he's late for work. There you are. I think what I need to get is a real old school alarm, Craig, and have it like on the window ledge.
The other side of the
Have
room,
it somewhere. So because the thing is, once I get out of bed, I'm awake then, that's done. But I can just roll over and snooze, no problem whatsoever. Elizabeth says, Joe, I think it's the British accent, because if I'm tired and I can't sleep, this show works no matter who is on, I can always go to sleep. There we are. Alicia saying hi from Arkansas as well. Hi, Alicia. And also Cindy says, hi, Joe, Craig, and all from Missouri. It's a nice, crisp, full morning here. Well, I'm glad you're all having a lovely Sunday. Right, Craig, what's next?
Let's crack on. Right, let's take our left fold alphabets now. Now, I'm going to do Hello Autumn. You might want to do Hello Fall. You might want to do something else. That's entirely up to you. So let's take these out and let's start with Hello. So let's go with our H and our E. Let's go in with our L. We'll need to do the L again. And then our O. Let's just take them all out. So A. We can do U, we can do T, we've already got the U, I need the M, and I need the N as well. So what we can do, let's move them out the way for now. So let's take the yellow cardstock, and what I'm going to do is just for speed and space, what we're going to do is pop these ones on. Let's just do them all while we're here. So we'll go in with these ones just now. I need my low tack tape. Now you can equally do this on your mini. You'll just need to do, you'll probably maybe get 3 at a push die cut, depending on the letter, of course. Might be 2, but we can go in, popping these ones on, and then we're going to run them through our junior. Pop these ones into place, and then what we can do is bring in our plates here, and it's a nice way to add a lot of feature to your scrapbook page without adding a lot of bulk to it. You've got your background detail, that being the wreath from the page. You've got your photo being central, and then you've got your text top and bottom. A lot of people don't like using their handwriting for the scrapbook pages. I would say, and I know I'm not a scrapbooking expert by any means, but I know those that do specialise in scrapbook pages will always tell you, no matter how much you dislike your handwriting, to do your own handwriting in them. It just means that as years gone by, when you've got relatives that are looking at your scrapbook pages when unfortunately you're no longer here, they can see what your writing was like.
Yeah, that's
You might
true.
not like it, but it lets them have an insight as to what your writing was like. It's key as well to date your photos. But if you really don't want to do your own handwriting, or maybe you're not necessarily wanting to write anything, you just want to title it in some way, for instance, we're just doing Hello Autumn, then use your alphabet dies. Use these ones. Left fold are the prime example. You've heard me say this time and time again. I'm going to say never. I never use my left fold alphabets in the left fold way. I always use them as standalone alphabets. I love the font, I love the size of them, and I love how they really do fill a space if needed. And what's good with them is because they're left fold, you get that embossed line down the side, which makes it really easy for you to follow with your scissors. So we can then take these ones off. So let's go back to our yellow. So I always get myself complicated. I always get myself confused. So what I always do is like to at least break them down into the two I had. So hello autumn. So I need another L. So let's look for our L here. So if we take that one off, so let's take our L, and I've got A, I've got U, I've got T, I need the U again. So L and U, that's all that I need. So let's bring these ones in, pop them ones on. So we'll do these two in the yellow, we'll do them again in the red, and then I'll show you how you can then start to do your drop shadows with them. Separate them from the embossed line and do the drop shadow. Let's take that one out.
Glorious. Don't forget any questions you've got, get them in to us. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube, and I'll pop them across to Craig as we go through.
Definitely, absolutely. Help wherever we can. So do that once more, the U and the L. So popping these ones on. But this would work equally if you've got your Eclipse alphabets, or if you've got our multimedia alphabets that launched just, is it the other month? You might have your sizable alphabets that came in with their very first year of crafts, I think it was. So anything like that you can be using. So let's take these ones, I'll sort these dies later on. So we've got hello, we just need to take the other L, and then the other L. And then all that we're going to do, Joe, is, if you see, because they're left fold, where you've got that embossed line down the side, where it would fold to the left, you've got an embossed line that you can follow. So all I'm going to do, I do find it easier for this one to take my large scissors, follow that embossed line. I just need to trim that ever so slightly, following that line, and then we've got our own separate letter. Same with the O. What I also do is I chop them down separately so that it's easier to cut. Same with the O, we're just following down that embossed line, and you've got a really, really neat, well, it wasn't even the O at that point.
It's cool to see them used like this, because I know it's something we always talked about when we brought them to you before, haven't we? But it's great to see them used in the way. And Sylvia says, which alphabet set is that? Have I already got it? Do I need it in my life, Craig, is what she says.
So this is our left fold alphabet. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you will have it. It's quite an old alphabet, and it does the left fold, hence the title. I know it has been available in the past in like little goodie bags or mystery bags or that. So the chances are many of you are going to have it within your stash. If not, you can of course use any alphabet that you want. But then there we go, by simply following the lines, there is our hello coming together, and we do nothing different on the red. We do exactly the same, and then that'll be ready for us to do our drop shadow. So work our way, let's take away that excess, take that in, and we're following that line. So that was that one, that one. Well, what I'll do, so it doesn't get a bit monotonous, I will do the drop shadow on this one, and then we can go back and start with the autumn in a moment. So I'm going to take my yellow ones. So onto the back, I'm going to go in with my tacky glue. So a little squiggle all over. It's our tacky glue, so a little is more than enough. And as I would do with all drop shadows, Joe, what I tend to do is roughly hover, and then I pull down to the bottom right-hand corner slightly. And with it being the tacky glue, what that enables us to do is have a little bit of wiggle time. So if we need to move it, so we've got that drop shadow. It doesn't really show in my hands, does it? Let's get a bit of white. That'll really show. And it could be as subtle, or as it could be as deep as you want when it comes to that drop shadow. If you want it deeper, just pull it that little bit more, so you've got more of that red showing. And then all that we're going to do is we're going to do the same with the rest of hello And then we'll chop out the autumn and we'll do that as well.
Glorious. Pam says, hello Craig. Hi Joe, nice to see you two working together today. I'm loving this craft along. The colours are fabulous, nice and bright. Also, Gilmore says, all the sleep talk is putting me back to sleep. Time to make some coffee. But I've run out of cream. Oh, tragedy.
Oh no.
Cream in your coffee is luxurious, isn't it, Craig?
Yeah, but
Is it cream, or is it creamer? Are they two different things?
well, correct me if I'm wrong, I know there's cream is cream, but do some Americans not refer to cream as milk, though?
Ah.
I may be wrong.
Because I think it's cream milk, because double cream is heavy cream in the US.
That's right, isn't it?
That.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it cream? Is it milk? I've started having like oat milk at home. I'll tell you for why, Craig, because it lasts a lot longer for a start. Because I'm not there so much.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
buy a pint of milk, I have 1 cup of tea, I go back next week, it's done. But how do you know when those other milks are off? That's what I don't know.
That's true.
Do they even go off? Because an oat doesn't go off, does it?
No.
It's sometimes what? Sometimes it separates. What if it's old? Ah, I see. I've had the oat milk 2 weeks and I had it yesterday with some granola. It was tasted
And
absolutely
did it
fine,
taste
so let's hope
okay?
it's fine.
Yeah.
Surely as long as it tastes all right, it's fine.
Well, that's the main thing. Yeah, if it's oat milk, then
It didn't smell funny, it didn't smell or taste funny, so I'm sure
No.
it's fine.
yeah. See, milk is something I just don't have in anything.
Do you not?
Don't have milk in my tea. Very rarely do I have breakfast cereal.
Right.
Every now and again, I'll go through a phase. I have an Angel Delight.
Oh,
Mix up a
I
batch
love
of
an Angel
that.
Delight, Craig.
Oh, yep.
Delightful. The butterscotch one.
That and the strawberry.
Nice.
Yeah. The only way, really, I have little cartons of milk in the fridge is because Caitlin likes milk in her tea.
Yeah.
So, other than that,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't
Not
have
have it
milk
at
in
home,
the
no.
fridge. Nope.
I am terrible for... I don't know why I should admit this. I'm terrible for not cleaning the fridge out as well, Craig.
Oh,
Because
yeah, I am, yeah.
Because I'm at home so little at the moment. You know, I buy some yogurt and I buy some strawberries and blueberries and I put that in there. I'll have that with some granola, delicious for breakfast. I don't end up having breakfast. I go away, come back, and the strawberries are multiplying and growing over the entirety of the fridge. I need someone to go round and empty the fridge for me when I go to work. That's what I need.
That's true. Yeah. Because you have that mental argument with yourself before you go away. It's like, well, I've still got a day or two at home. Like, do I get it so I can eat while I'm at home? But then
I'm the
rest
worst.
is just going to
Buy stuff, leave it in the fridge, come
Yeah.
to work, it's gone off. My friend Taylor is moving in with me.
Oh, right.
On the 14th of October, she's moving in until the end of the year. So she can be my live-in fridge emptier for me when I'm not there.
There you go. Yeah, at least you're going to have someone there.
Just thinking about my heating bills, though, is what I'm thinking about. Someone in the house full-time.
Yeah. I know, it's...
I think she's from Australia as well, so she's definitely used to a bit of a warmer climate, let's
Oh,
say.
gosh, yeah. Yeah. Going to be expecting the heating on.
Oh, dear. Donna Stokes says, good morning from Georgia.
Good
the state in
morning.
America, not the country in Eastern Europe. I'm guessing,
Okay.
I could be wrong. Sarah Brown says, we've just gone into daylight saving in the US, not in the US, in Australia. There you are, started already.
Yeah, we won't be far. It's usually the...
They are looking forward to summer, Craig, as we're, of course, heading into our winter, which always makes me very jealous.
That's right. We've just had it.
I know we have. That makes me sad that it's gone.
I know
Makes
we
me sad
have.
that it's so far away.
So far away.
Oh,
I know.
like April till the weather starts getting any warmer than it is now.
I know, walking into the shops now and the Christmas sweets and biscuits are all there. Love it. Going into the last couple of weeks where it's just been 1 or 2 metres of shelving in the shops that's got Christmas to now going in being October.
I
and
think
it's-
soon as October's here, we're all thinking about Christmas.
Yeah.
I think we really are. You all know probably now who you're having Christmas dinner with and where you're having it.
Yeah, I'm going home this year.
Yeah. Where are you having it next door? In the gallery? Charlotte's going back to Morpeth. She's from there as well. I don't know if you know. And Johnny's having it at home. There you are. I'm going out for Christmas dinner this year, Craig.
Are you?
Going to have it out for the first time ever. As it's only me and my friend Taylor at home, so it feels like a lot of effort for 2 people.
It was when was it now? What are we, 2002? So 22 years ago, we were in Florida for Christmas. Mum and John got married out there.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I loved it. I love Florida, I love America, as everyone was saying. But Christmas just isn't the same not being at home.
No, we had Christmas in the Dominican Republic once,
Christmas
and it wasn't
that year.
We had like a hog roast for Christmas dinner and sat at the swim up bar all day. It wasn't the same. I mean, it doesn't sound like too much of an issue, does it? But it was. It just didn't feel like Christmas. Yeah,
No.
Very strange. We hadn't, and then we came foolishly. Then we came home for New Year. So I think if we'd have stayed there for New Year, it would have been much better. But yeah, we didn't. I'm afraid. But,
Yeah, we were the same. We were away for Christmas, but we were back for New Year. But Mum loves Christmas. Oh, I've done that the wrong way around. Mum loves Christmas, but that year she was like, well, there's no point putting a tree or that up. Well, I used to, even at home, I used to always decorate my bedroom. That was like Santa's grotto. Right. I went big time that year. I was like, well, if you're not putting the tree and decorations up throughout the house, it's all going in my bedroom.
Yeah.
But came home, still hadn't had New Year, and no tree or anything. It's weird.
Yeah, it's strange. I nearly didn't get a tree last year, did I? Because I was only at home for quite a small...
That's right, yeah, I remember that.
But I just, it got the... Yeah, I couldn't not have one. I think it got the... yeah, I just felt the pressure as we got closer.
Yeah.
I just can't remember where did I spend Christmas last year? I can't even remember Christmas last year. Ah, yes, I did. I went to friends.
Yeah.
This is quite scary that Johnny knows what I did for
remembers.
Christmas. But I did know what I did. I can't remember what I did for Christmas. Yes, of course.
That's
the one, Johnny.
Already I'm thinking about how it's just next month that I get to put my tree and that up. So I'm looking forward to that. And my tree's a couple of years old, and I love my tree. If it hadn't have been for having a couple of months off work, I probably would have been tempted by the TSV that was on QVC yesterday.
A new tree?
It was a Christmas tree.
Was it like a pre-lit one?
Yeah, all singing, all dancing one.
It didn't sing and dance?
Well, not quite.
What makes a tree all singing and dancing? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Well, this one...
Did it look like a real tree?
But it looked like a real one. And you can... Yes, the lights were already on it, but you could do it from your phone or something like that. The light combination and that.
I like the idea of one with the lights already on. Because as you know, me trying to get the lights off is a problem. I did cut them off last year.
Did you?
Just cut through them, just cut all the way up. Yeah, I couldn't deal with it. And also, Craig, the other day, where are we now in the year? It's now, October? 2 weeks ago, I thought to myself, gosh, my vacuum isn't picking up.
Oh, no.
You can tell I don't vacuum that often at home.
What?
It's just not picking up very well. So I unclipped it, did the thing, you like blow in the pipe. There's definitely a blockage. So did the thing that I don't do nearly often enough, undid that whole thing, took it upside down, pulled it all apart. There's still half a blooming Christmas tree in here. Yeah, I only just got it all out.
Yeah.
So this year, I don't think that, I'm guessing that you shouldn't be just vacuuming up all the needles. I probably should be sweeping them up first. They were all still in my cordless vacuum cleaner. Mm-hmm. Good.
I have the same issue, but mine's is all crafty bits stuck in my Hoover, bits of cardstock.
Right.
Backing, I love my foam pads, but the backing in my 3D foam pads, that's what blocks mine.
Well, they're quite narrow, aren't they, the nozzles on those? Especially like the new cordless ones. Very small nozzles. Anyway, enough about my nozzle. Back to your craft along.
So what we're going to do is let's stick our frame into place first. I am going straight on. You can maybe do it at a wonk if you want to. You could then do a little bit of cutting around the robin and the pumpkin so it can tuck in. You can do many, many different ways, but I do like that depth of layer upon layer. Even if there's little bits being hidden, I like to see that you've got part of the robin and some of it's coloured, all adding that extra depth. So what I'm going to do is, with our tacky glue again, I'm going to go in and we're going to add our glue all the way around. So we're going to go in. I'm using my glue for this one because I am also wanting to go around these edges here. If I didn't have these filigree edges, I would have just used my tape. We're going to go in. Key thing as well to say is our glues are acid ligament free, so it's not going to damage any of your photos. So it's not going to start to discolour your photo or anything like that, so don't worry about that, which is always good to know. So pop that one down as central as we want. And this is where you can have a play. If you're not crafting along live, or if you are and you're also going to do another one, have a play with the photo, have a play with the positioning. You know, you could have it up to the top here, and then you could have Hello Autumn at the bottom, or you could do Hello Autumn down the side, or, you know, you could do Hello. You can have a real good play as to how you want it to look, where you want to position it. As I say as well, it's what looks good for with your eyes, your own eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to position these ones up here. So I'm going to go as far up to the top as I can. And then what I'm going to do is bring these ones down. So I always like to pop them into place first so I know where I'm going. So we're going to add these ones along into here to get them roughly where I want. And what you want to do as well, which is what would happen to me, make sure I've spelt it right, put them in the right way. And then once again, with my tacky glue, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to position them starting with the first letter. And then I am just going to work all my way along, popping them into place in the position that you want them to be and securing them down. So going in, pop it up. And now what I'm doing for this one is I'm using that top edge of my pattern paper as a bit of a guide. So we can press that on. So every now and again.
I guess if you weren't that confident, you could do a very faint pencil line on there.
Of course you could.
To, couldn't you? And then remove that.
Absolutely, yeah. Put a ruler in place and tape that down with a little bit of low tack tape and work your way along the ruler edge. You can do that. But yeah, whatever is easier for you, you can absolutely do that. Or even if you've just got masking tape, like your low tack crafting masking tape, do a big strip along and then just follow that leading edge.
Oh yeah, great idea.
So going in, once again, that's just a perfect fit as it is on top of my frame. So little by little, pop that on. So we've got hello. And this is the autumn that I've done here. This is obviously what I was meaning by you might want to change it. You might want to have it saying fall or something completely different. That's up to you. So with this one, because I've gone from left to right, what I'm going to do with this one is spacing wise, I'm actually going to start from right to left.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go back on itself. I've got them into that right position, so I know exactly where they're going to go, but so that I can then just move them up ever so slightly. What I'm going to do, same as what I've done with that hello, I'm going to put the M in, and I'm using the edges of my pattern paper as a little bit of a guide. So I'm just going to hold that down. We're going to go in, add in the glue on. And with this one, apart from a couple of the die cut embellishments we're going to add towards the end, which we'll use glue gel, because it's a scrapbook page, I've not put any bulk on with foam pads or glue gel to raise any elements. I don't want that. You can do if you're maybe putting it into a box frame or that, but of course, with my intention to go into scrapbook pages or folders, I'm not going to do that. I'm keeping it all flat. And there we go, work our way along.
The comments are very quiet. I'm guessing that everyone is busy crafting away, Craig.
I hope so anyway. It'd be good to know if you are. It really would. And what you can also do as well, depending on the page that you're using, of course this is from the paper library, so it's just one of each design. I know there was, what, 150 pages in them, sheets in them, and every one was one. When I say one of a kind, it was just one of each sheet. If you're using any pages from other 12 by 12 books, you can then come along and you could do some fussy cutting. You can create a little bit of depth with the background papers if you want. So there really is a lot that you can do when it comes to the pages. So let's just pop that one in. into here. If you were doing the word fall, I would do exactly what I've done here. Start at the right-hand side edge and just work backwards. So L, L, A, F. I would do it that way, unless you want it in the middle. But by there, we've got Hello Autumn with our photo. Maybe could have popped that down a little bit more, but do you know what? I'm still happy with the way that that looks. That is in the main bulk of your scrapbook page, ready for when we come back, we can do a little bit of embellishment add-in.
Sounds good. Right, whilst you get yourself all caught up, I want to tell you about some of these 12x12 papers that we've got available on the show. It's the Country Lane Homebody and Kindly Thoughts. You're getting the homebody for free on this one, which is this one just here. 3 really lovely paper pads would all lend themselves really actually to this project that you're seeing Craig creating here at the moment, because the frame ones there would be really lovely to have that picture framed in the centre of. So many things you can do with these. Great if you love to fussy cut as well. You're going to absolutely love putting these together. You've got Country Lane here too from Sarah's Signature Collection. Again, all double-sided. Really lovely florals running all the way through this one. Florals are great because always so versatile. They're completely timeless as well. So that is your Country Lane. And then the last one you're getting here is the Kindly Thoughts, which is a really beautiful yellow and blue colour theme that runs all the way through. Some finer repeating patterns, some nice big floral imagery as well in all of those ones. $31.98 or $36.90. You're getting the homebody for free in that particular one. We also have a great deal for you on some of our A4. This one here, you're getting the Kindly Thoughts for free in this particular collection. And again, this will match perfectly the one I've just shown you because you've got the homebody in there, 24 sheets there. Country Lane, you get 20 sheets in that collection, and also the Kindly Thoughts is the one you're getting for free with the 24 sheets in there. $29.98 or $39.90 is your price if you want to go for those ones. Let's give you an opportunity to get yourself all caught up, and whilst you do that, let's share with you some of the fun stuff we get up to here at Crafters TV.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
One that was really funny, Ben. You didn't.
It was better than your I'm a no and I live in a caravan.
I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that?
We'll do it. Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate. Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Joe's laughing. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Oh, Joe.
Words, but I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
Went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some...
Oh, it's not on your project, is it?
Yeah.
Oh no! Can confirm that is precisely the correct length, that break, to eat 3 Tangfastics. It is. What was that TV programme, kids programme, where the guy, he was like a robot. He used to measure time by how long it took to eat a bag of crisps. Does anyone remember that? A bag of chips?
No.
Do you not remember? It was like it was a robot guy. He was like, this will
sure
take
you ate
7.
them all? It looks
This
as
will
though
take.
You've still got one stuck in the side of
No.
your mouth.
We're all good, don't worry. Lots of you chatting away. Elena says, not crafting long, but I am. Sat making Sharon Callis flowers to restock my tin. Fred says, what a great project. Lovely project, says Craig. We're not done, oh, says Rhonda, we're not done just yet. Crafty Angie says, please ask Craig, how does he store his scrapbook pages?
Just about. Close one.
Can we go back to Craig? I asked him a question.
That's a really good question. So there's 2 ways that I do that. One of them, I do have a scrapbook folder that I put some of them in. Other ones, if I've been to a concert or that, and I do a scrapbook page of the photo and the ticket with the details, I actually have them pinned on my wall.
Scrapbook was what I said.
Scrapbook.
Rebecca Hawkins says that Country Lane pad is lovely artwork, isn't it just? And Cindy says, I love that page, Craig. Well, any questions you've got, get them in to me. I know that the Hottie Scotty has got a bit of embellishing to do.
Do indeed. So let's crack on. So let's go in now. Let's use a little bit of the excess red that came out from the centre. And we're going to go the Garden Friends. This is the one that I use a lot. Now, I am actually going to use the Ladybird or Ladybug.
Nice.
However, this is actually the one, Joe, that I use for tiny, tiny little dots. So instead of using gems or pearls, this is the one that I use for the little dots, and we're actually going to use it towards the end of this project.
Always wondered what is the difference between a ladybug and a ladybird?
I don't think there is
any. Is one an Americanism?
Yeah.
I think ladybug is an Americanism and ladybird is what we
would call it, yeah. So what I'm
You don't really see that many anymore, do you?
No, you don't.
Because I remember as a kid, you see them all the time.
Everywhere, yep. Everywhere. Even ladybugs, it's not that I don't like them, it's just I still class them as the creepy crawly family.
Oh, I think they're definitely a creepy crawly, absolutely.
Yeah.
We had a big spider in the house the other night, and it was me and Michelle at the house. And Michelle doesn't like them, but I think she's a lot more tolerant of them than I am. I just was frozen on the sofa. She had to get up and deal with it, Craig.
Right.
She had to put it out.
Yeah, no, I just.
Well, I don't get them anymore. I don't get them anymore because I live up high, so we don't get any spiders, which is brilliant.
They're huge just now.
Oh, it's a time of year where they are, honestly, it's like you can hear them like.
I know you can.
Coming down the hall.
I thought it was a spirit running up the stairs. It wasn't, it was a spider.
Johnny said while asking to turn the heating on. Yeah.
Love that.
I think the worst, no, really. Oh my word, one came out of Johnny's shoe. Oh dear. I think you put the heating on, so they like that, don't they? Do you know the worst time is this time of year if you do when you do the garden one last time, you know, you mow the lawn, sort the beds out and all of that, I think that's when they tend to come in. That's when you seem to disturb them and then they come.
Well, that's why I've not seen any for past week or so, because I've not had the heating on. But yeah, it's just at night time, I'll tend to sit, if I'm watching the TV and I've got just white lights around my TV, strip lights, and it's just you're sitting there, feet up, all cozied up, and you just see this black thing running across the floor. Never shot up as much as I did in my life. Straight up there.
And it's then when you can't find them.
Yeah.
I just pretend they're not there. I just pretend I don't see them. If I don't see them, if I don't make eye contact, they don't know I'm there, I don't know they're there, and I go on with my life.
I can do that in any room in the house, apart from the bedroom. I have to find it. I have to find it.
Oh my word.
Can I...
Director George had one fall on his face. Apparently you eat about 7 or 8 of them in your lifetime, in your sleep.
Can I just... We'll get back to it. Can I just say, Johnny, I can't hear you. There we go, that's it, there we go. Yes, so yeah, in the bedroom I have to find it. Have to find it. But then, yeah, just don't, yeah. I'm just not a fan. If I was a celebrity and I was asked to take part in a celebrity show, the one that I would
never... It won't be long until that comes back now, will it?
Ever do is I'm a celebrity, get me out of
is
here.
Is it soon I'm a celebrity?
So the normal ones, well, it's November it starts,
Yeah.
isn't it? And they're back in Australia. And then they've just filmed an all-star one in South Africa. That's out.
Which is not live?
No, that's not live,
Right.
no. All-star, that's out next year. And it's kind of like all the best of the... I don't even think it's the best of the winners, it's just the best of the... who's a bit skint for money. Yeah.
Do you know who's on it, Craig?
One of the papers had apparently leaked who was on it. But
we can't say. We'll get sued if we say.
Probably. But yeah, there's a couple. Well, the one that I did question that said Kate Garraway was definitely in it. But then I questioned it because she's been on Good Morning Britain the last couple of weeks, obviously covering the Queen and what have you. And obviously what's going on with her husband. I'm kind of like, no, that's a dead cert. She's not in it. She wouldn't have done it. So yeah, this leaked apparent list. ITV did put out a statement saying nothing is confirmed and they won't confirm it till next year. But
who knows? Who knows?
Yeah,
we'll have to
yeah, no,
stay
we've got
tuned.
the normal one coming up.
It feels like Christmas is on its way because Strictly's back, Craig, obviously, and that's now. I love a bit of Strictly. It's a Saturday night Strictly. You can't beat it. Cozied up on the sofa with a takeaway. It does go on for about 4.5 hours though, doesn't it? When it starts. It's so long at the beginning, but yeah, it's great that it's back.
Yeah, I've never been a Strictly fan because I was always X Factor because they always ran side by side.
I was always like a bit of a sort of fair weather Strictly watcher until Sarah was in it.
Right.
And then last year I think I got well into it, and this year I'm properly into it again.
Completely into it. No, I'm just waiting on, well, funny enough, both X Factor and Big Brother next year back on.
X Factor's coming back next year,
X Factor, yeah, it's back next year.
Would you apply for Big Brother, Craig?
Big Brother, absolutely, in a heartbeat, in a heartbeat.
Are you going to apply?
I may have to have a conversation with Sarah and just say, if I got on it, could I have time off? I'll take it unpaid. Could I? Because that is the one I've always wanted to do.
It's quite long though, is it? Is it like 12 weeks or 14 weeks? So it used to be the whole summer, I remember.
Yeah, I think because ITV are doing it, and they're doing it on their new online channel or something.
Okay.
I don't think it's as long, but yeah, absolutely. I would love to do Big Brother. So you never know.
I think the idea of it I would love to do. I think in theory I'd love to do it. In practice, imagine spending like 10 weeks with some people you did get on with, some people you didn't get on with, and not being able to get away from them.
Yeah, I would. Partly, I would want to experience it. I want to try it. I want to see how I would deal with that.
I think it'd be very intense.
The only thing is, I might end up coming out and everyone hates me and I won't get my job
I
back.
don't think so. I think people would love you, Craig, like we all do.
Hopefully. I would like to do that one. Can't do any singing.
Sorry?
Can't do any singing, so I wouldn't do anything like
Can't
Big
do any
Brother.
singing?
I can't dance. So
I don't
wouldn't
think
do
you need to.
Strictly.
I think you just need to be all round fun. I think you'd smash it. Alison says Ladybug/birds are part of the beetle family. And Susan says we had a holiday a few years ago at Butlins and they were literally thousands of ladybirds everywhere, totally covering signposts, etc.
Ugh, yuck.
When I was talking about beetles, I've never really seen that many beetles, apart from when I was in Florida, Craig, and went to Orlando as a kid, and the beetles were massive.
Huge, aren't they?
Huge.
Absolutely huge. Massive. But yeah, it's just nothing like that I'm not good with. The heebie-jeebies. What about you? Would you do any reality show?
I don't know.
No.
I think probably Big Brother. You don't really need a talent for Big Brother, do you? I think that's why
No.
I would say I would definitely do that one.
Thanks, Joe.
Well, I mean, I don't have a talent.
No.
You have a
Oh
talent.
my gosh, could you imagine if we both got on Big Brother?
Gosh.
Ah, that would be
Imagine
awesome.
how annoying it would be for everyone else.
I know, yeah.
So annoying.
Awesome for us, though.
Maybe I'd go on RuPaul's Drag Race. That'd be the talent.
Would you do that one, did you?
The one for me, yeah.
Yeah. Try to think. There's not really any other one. I would like to try Dancing on Ice, but I wouldn't be able to lift up my
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
partner.
if there was a non-celebrity version of Strictly, I'd absolutely, you know, which there used to be, didn't they? It was just called Come Dancing, I think, and that was like a. But I think that was more sort of people that were actually could dance rather than celebrities that
I
couldn't
didn't know
dance.
that, actually. You know that.
There's a lot of quiz shows that I'd like to go on.
Oh, see, I'm not a fan of quiz shows.
Oh, see, I love a quiz. I really get into a quiz.
The only one I ever really, really liked was Davina McCall's £1 Million Drop. Loved that one.
Jane says, Joe, did you watch Strictly last night? Apparently there's been a lot of talk about Anton thrusting. People weren't happy about it. It was funny. It was Matt Goss's trousers which were the talking point, let's say. They were very tight, Johnny, weren't they? I mean, didn't leave much to the imagination, let's put it that way.
No.
Yeah, doing Saturday Night Fever. It was a little bit uncomfortable, actually. Susan says, do you guys ever get recognised when you go out and about, like shopping, etc.?
I have a couple of times. If it's something like Hobbycraft or The Range or something
So
that's
funny, isn't it?
crafty related.
Yeah. I used to, when I worked at another channel selling lots of kitchen products, I would always get noticed in the supermarket, Craig.
Yeah?
But no, not like, oh, hi, you're, Joe from that shopping channel. People just saying hello to you like they knew you, but not sure where.
Yeah.
You know, and someone sees you out and about, you're like, oh, hi, how are you? How you doing? Yeah, really good, thanks. You? Yeah, oh, brilliant, lovely to see you. And then maybe a little bit later in the day, the penny drops, because you don't actually know each other. Mm-hmm. Or McDonald's is the other place I always seem to get recognised. McDonald's, Fletton or Boongate in Peterborough. For some reason, that's the place where I get recognised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one for me is at the magazine section in the supermarket.
The magazine section?
Because if I go in, I'll always go up and have a look at the crafting mags to see what the latest ones are and be nosy and seeing which company's giving away which goodies within each magazine. Crafting magazines, Johnny. And, I'll sometimes get, you'll get a crafter or someone who recognises your face.
Yeah.
Standing there with the magazines, just while I'm there. But
yeah, they're the places. They are the places we get recognised.
They are indeed.
Very occasionally on a night out, I should say, as well.
No, I've not had that on a night out. No.
When I'm throwing some shapes in New York, sometimes, very rarely.
That would be good. Imagine that.
Cutting some rugs in Cruise 101.
Oh yeah, the strangest place to be recognised. Right, I'm just away to die cut this last one. All that I've been doing, just while we were chatting there, is these skeleton leaves. I've die cut, which will be 4. I've done the ladybugs, so that we'll have 3, and just a lot of these skeleton vines from the Hello Autumn. So it's not the actual outer leaf that I've been using, it's just the skeleton inside the middle. And then we can run this one through. Of course, these ones you could have, if you wanted to, use your Gemini Mini, but because I had put the Junior on the list, I just thought, well, we'll just use the Junior. So let's take this one out. That's all our little bits. Now, what you can also do with the autumn collection, you can die cut loads of the leaves and start to position them throughout the scrapbook page. So whether it is these ones, because if you do or use these outer leaves and use the veins in the middle, what you do is you get a really lovely outer leaf but you've got your inner cuts. But what I like to do, as you can see here, is use them separately. Nice little add-on, little tuck-ins for your projects. So I can set them to the side, and I need to do, so I need that one and that one, I need that one and that one, and then I need that one and that one. Don't need them, so they can go into my bag for another time. And these 4, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some vellum. We're going to then, I'm just going to trim a little bit off, it's a little bit easier. And then using my tacky glue, these 4 leaves, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these onto the vellum, and then we're going to fussy cut them out.
Amazing. Craig, you have a lot of patience to cut them all out one at a time and stack them. Elizabeth wants to know where the ladybugs are from. Is it the Gemini mini dies, Craig?
So it's the original Gemini mini dies. So this one's the Garden Friends.
Sandra says she finds Matt Goss a bit creepy. I don't know why. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the documentary about Bros. Have you?
No.
There was a documentary and it was all very, to say cringe, I guess is a good way to describe it. Laura Gray says, my sister had an infestation of ladybugs in Maryland many years ago. They were everywhere in the area of Maryland she lived. I hate creepy crawly things. It's hard to visit until they all went away.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't thank you for that. It's funny how some people don't bother with them. And it's me, especially when you see a big, I was about to say a big cluster of them together, but even the thought of that, no. Yuck. So yeah, not my cup of tea. There we go. So do our 3rd one, and then what we can do is just to give them another minute or 2 to dry, we can go in with our ladybugs, and assemble them. So I can pop that one on there, and we can bring these ones in. So we're going to use the red on top of the brown body. So let's go in. I know usually you'll find that the body of the ladybirds are black. However, to work in with the tones of the scrapbook page and without bringing another layer of cardstock in, i.e. the black, I just thought the brown worked really quite well. Still your darker tones, works well. So I thought I'll just go with that. So pop these ones on into here. So we can pop that one on. I'm just going to get that so it is as central as I can. Last but by no means least, we're going to go in with this one. So we've got 2 that are kind of still and 1 that's either in flight or a way to go into flight. So pop that one on. Press that in, and then we're going to take, let me just take my smaller scissors for this, and we can trim round, all the way round. So what I've not done, to make it easier for myself, is I've not popped glue on the little stem, because what we can just do is take our scissors and cut underneath it.
Ah, okay, perfect.
Because we don't really need that.
We've had a story coming from Susie, Craig.
Right.
Trigger warning. It's a little bit, it's not that bad, but it did make me go, oof, a little bit. I'm quite sensitive. Susie says, when I lived in Atlanta, we had millions of ladybugs in the windows on the 5th floor. My boss Lisa brought in her dustbuster little vacuum. She was in a meeting. Her boss Mark vacuumed all the ladybugs up from his desk window area, put the little vacuum back on Lisa's desk. When she came back from a meeting, she had ladybugs all over her cubicle. They'd all crawled out of the vacuum.
Oh, no.
That sounds a bit grim, doesn't it?
Yeah. That makes me feel itchy, that.
Imagine getting vacuumed up. That must be quite fun.
It must be like a
Imagine
little
like,
roller
wee,
coaster.
yeah.
Or on the teacups or something. Just like, wee. Yeah. Or be like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Sorry?
It'll be like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Can you imagine, yeah.
Imagine that to happen.
I didn't like the idea of that film.
Honey, I Shrunk
I was always a bit worried I was going to get shrunk.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's really well done.
It is a good film, isn't
Even
it?
for back in those days.
The other one that used to scare me a bit was Jumanji.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a kid's film. That's pretty dark for a kid's film.
Dark. It is dark, isn't it? Good film, though.
I went to see that at cinema, terrified.
Yeah. Have you seen the newer versions with The Rock?
I haven't, no.
They are good.
Is it equally as terrifying?
No, I wouldn't say so. Again, it's well done again, but no, not as terrifying as the original. I wouldn't have said so. Right, oh no, I was ready to say last but by no means least, we've just got one other thing to do afterwards. So let's take our glue gel, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my ladybird on with a bit of glue gel, and just make sure I've got no excess. So that one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in there, not quite on that pattern papered leaf. So we can come in with these ones as well. So that one I'm going to pop there. Actually, I'm going to have her facing.
I always find it interesting how you use your pokey tool with the glue gel.
Yeah, I never use the syringe. Never use it. I always use my pokey tool, and I always use the same one. That's why there's some tape around it. So I know
to let you know it's your glue pokey tool.
The one that I use each time, yeah. And then what I'm going to do, using that glue gel that's underneath, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck underneath. So if I do one there, I'm going to do two there, and then let's do one there. And then we can take these ones. So I'm going to tuck one of them in there, and let's tuck that one underneath. And then we're going to do the same here. So I'm popping these over the leaves. So tuck them ones under. So only using the glue gel that's underneath to hold the ladybird in place, not putting any additional glue gel underneath, more than enough. And I'm not bothered about if I bend them or scrunch them, Joe, because what I would do, once it's dry and sturdy, what I would then do is come along and then purposely lift them and bend them and scrunch them so that they're a bit more free-flowing. And then what we can then do is if I take, what did I do with the little bit of yellow off? Oh, here we go. I can just use some of this. We go back in with the ladybird, and we're going to pop ladybird in. I'm just going to use the mini for this one for speed, because it's the little dots that I want. It's not the actual body. So run this one through. So if you are needing to add gems or pearls, maybe you don't have any, maybe as for me as a guy, I know you're the same, Joe, we don't mind if there's gems or pearls or that on our card or project. Maybe it's going to a male in the family who's not keen on that sort of embellishment, then just take this die and use the tiny dots as a substitute for your gems or pearls.
Great idea that, Craig.
So we can bring this back in, and then all that I'm going to do is if I do 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just using my pokey tool, dip it into the glue here, and then there's 2 different sizes and dots. So I'm taking what is the largest one. The glue will of course dry clear. Make sure you don't pop your hand in the glue gel. So work your way round, working it in, and it's giving it a little bit more detail. It's giving it sort of that rivet look around the edges. So it can go into that one. And now I'm going to do the same here, but what I'm going to do is do the other size of dots, which are tiny, and they do look tiny, but then against your frame, once they're dry, they really, really do.
It really goes well with that corner detailing as well, doesn't it?
It really, really does.
Finishes it beautifully. Suzanne says, Joe, you're so hilarious. I don't know what that was in response to. Can't remember. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, Susan, but...
Well, you are. You're a hoot.
A hoot? I love that term.
I do as well. You're a hoot. Vicar of Dibley. Did I add it anywhere else? I did. I done a dot there, and then a dot there. Let's lift one up. And then last but by no means least, we can pop this one on. As I say, the glue will dry completely clear. And then there we go. Just finishes it off just perfectly. And then there we go. you have got your scrapbook page. So as you can see that one there, frame in your photo. We've gone in with Hello Autumn, but can you imagine that if that was one of your spring papers with your spring colours? You know, you could do summer, you can do spring, you can do autumn, you can do winter if you want to, but using one of the papers from the paper library. But there we go, Hello Autumn. You might do Hello Fall, that's up to you, but there is a craft along.
Absolutely amazing. Let me share with you again then this collection, because if you want to recreate that Craig has done just there, you absolutely can do so, because you'll be able to watch this back anytime you like. Let me take you through then the fancy frame die collection. You've got 5 dies in here. This one here is the Graceful Flourish, you can see just there. We also then have Bells and Bows, which is that one there. Then you've also got Beautiful Butterflies. This one here, that is your winter foliage. So nice that you've got some festive ones and some all year round ones, some everyday ones too. And you've got Sparkling Snowflake, £56 or $66 is your price. Well, a great saving actually of almost £30, over $30, which is wonderful. And of course you can use your Club Inspire discount as well. Platinum members today, $44.80 or $52.80. Right, obviously, will there be a vote then on card of the show? Or is instantly the craft along is instantly going to be a card of the show, of course. Now, if you've been crafting along with Craig and you want to send your pictures to us, we'd absolutely love to see them. And hopefully we'll have time to share some before the end of the show today. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send it into. Details are just there along the bottom of your screen. If you don't get it done before the end of this hour, don't worry, we'll maybe share some in our latest Second Chance Sunday show if you get them in before then. We're going to give you an opportunity just to get yourself finished off. Craig's going to do another demo for us on these frames, but before all that, here is all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other, where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
A massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
So lovely to get to see some of our viewers there. Lots and lots of love coming in. Carletta says, what a lovely autumn page. Lorna says, it's absolutely stunning. Elena says, lovely. Amy loved it. Elizabeth, Crafty Angie says, it's beautiful. Adorable says Tess. And Michelle thinks it looks great. It was a wonderful craft. And remember, you can watch that back anytime that you like. Right, do you think we've got time to squeeze one more demo in then, Craig, before the end of the show?
So, yes.
Let's do it then.
Let's do it, and let's not just do any demo. Let's do a fab one, as if none of them wouldn't be fab anyway. Let's go in with our butterflies, beautiful butterflies. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our cardstock, which is from Knitwit Kindly Thoughts, and we're going to take this lovely, it's not even a pastel yellow, it's even lighter. And what we're going to do is, because there's a lot of detail in here, and these are my plates, and they are slightly on the gwonk. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in my metal shim. Just saves me having to run it through twice, because I know that we've not got lots of time left. And this one, again, we're going to frame a photo, one of my photos. So let's take this one out. Let's bring in this one now. So if I take this one out, so I can use that. Even the outer parts, you could create like a silhouette frame with your die cut element. So we can then put these one. Let's be careful with all these little bits. So let's take this one out. In actual fact as well, when it came to this collection, the demo of the show that day, which then became demo of the week, is what's going to be up in demo of the month. And it's the photo.
So we've only got a 1 hour Second Chance Sunday. We've got to do demo of the, well, there'll be no demo. Will there be a demo of the show in Second Chance Sunday?
No, no.
It'll have to be like, so we'll just do demo of the day, which will be the autumn one. Did we do a demo? We did do demo of the show earlier, didn't we? It was the unicorn, wasn't it?
The unicorn.
So we'll do demo of the day, demo of the week, and demo of the month, all in an hour, Craig. This is my water bottle. Sorry. Breaking the fourth wall there.
Sorry?
I'm breaking the
fourth wall, are you? So yeah, when I launched these, the demo of that show, which went to demo of the week, was also up against demo of the month. It's at the top shelf there with myself and Caitlin.
You've got, so demo of the month, you've got 3 in or 2 in, Craig?
I've got the
2 in currently.
Cracker box.
So today's will go up against all the others as well. So Craig has already got 2 in for demo of the month. Could he have a third? Should we just give Craig demo of the month? I think it's going to be Craig's box and crackers, to be honest.
You think so? Let's go in.
I don't know. Tough competition from Michelle got one as well, didn't she? Which was a good one. Whose is that? Sarah's got one as well. Has she put that up there?
She's put that up.
Has she put that up? This didn't win demo? And was this Sarah's? So she has one demo of the week. That must have been the first week, yeah. So she's got 2 stars then. She's still got 1 star over.
Right.
She just puts her own stars on, you know, Craig.
Yeah.
Just willy-nilly.
She does. And then we've got to be extra vigilant, and if she does do that, we just take them off again. Just something else.
Yeah, I think your box and crackers, Craig, is going to take some beating.
My cracker box? I don't know. I think the one with me and Caitlin is...
It smells amazing as well. Has it got smellies in it?
Yeah, it's...
they're candles.
Yankee Candle tea lights.
Smells delicious.
Calm and quiet place.
Nice.
So, yeah. And then the thingy one's up there as well, the frame of this one.
You've got to get yourself to Primani. Obviously, other discount fashion retailers are available.
Yeah.
You know, I love a candle.
Uh-huh.
I had a candle haul the other day from Primark. All different shaped ones, Craig.
Really?
One that looks like a candle. One that looks like a pillar candle in a holder, but it's just all wax.
Right.
Another one which was like a big hexagonal pillar candle. And a huge jar candle, Craig, with 5 wicks in it.
Wow.
I got one, you know the ones that look like the little balls all stacked up on top of each other as a cube?
Yeah.
I got one of those and a couple of others, and it was like £23 for everything.
No way.
It was amazing.
What the fragrance like?
I mean, the last thing I needed was more candles, to be honest. But
yeah, well, I'm the same. But you can't help it. Are the fragrances any good?
Lady Laura says, Craig used a metal shim. Do you need that with all of...
No, I just wonder. I was only curious, you know.
What did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
I said, what were the fragrances like? Any good?
Sorry. I didn't hear a word of it. They are all of them were unscented, apart from the one jar one, which is vanilla.
Right.
So I really like, Craig, to have loads of unscented candles at home.
Okay.
And just one scented candle burning. That's my new thing.
I get that.
Because what I realised was all I could smell was cacophony. Is that the right word? Mm-hmm. Of different ones. So it just sort of all melted together, and I couldn't really place which one it was.
Right.
So I've been buying. There's a Scandinavian store, not IKEA, that you walk around. Are they called like Thomas Sorensen or something like that? Thomas Sorensen. He's the goalie for Sunderland. Not him.
Not him.
Sastron Green or so, I don't know, whatever it's called. I've been buying like church candles from there, Craig.
Right, big pillar
plain
ones.
unscented ones.
Okay.
Maybe Thomas Sorensen's got his own collab with someone.
Maybe.
You don't know.
Maybe. No, I was just curious about the fragrance. That was all.
My favourite one is the Audi Hotel Collection, Lime Basil and Mandarin.
Aldi
It smells
Hotel.
just like that other very expensive brand.
Joe Malone?
Yeah. Yeah, they're awesome. And they're about £4 as well.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That's the really good thing about living in a city centre, actually, is that you get all the stores that are there are the bigger versions, Craig. So you get all the stuff that you don't sometimes get in the smaller ones.
That's the thing, isn't it? That is the thing. The good thing about them. You need to have a trip through one time.
You absolutely do. You need to come and do the Cube.
Yep.
You need to go to Central Perk. Do you know there's a Friends Cafe in the Primark where I am? Yeah. And it looks amazing.
Sent me a picture, didn't you?
And you need to do the Cube. Me and a friend did the Cube experience. We won as well. We got over 5,000 points.
I take it Philip Schofield wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
That's
no.
a shame. That would have been so good.
I was thinking it, Johnny. I wasn't going to say it. Yeah, it was excellent. The only thing, though, that I would like is at the end, because I'm guessing, Craig, I'm not really a huge fan of the TV show. I've watched it a few times. Like, there's two teams that play each other, and I guess then at the end, the winner of the two teams, they go on to face the Cube in one final challenge, and then they beat the Cube.
Yeah.
There was no beat the Cube element. You're only playing each other, so we just beat the other team. A lovely couple from Eccles, whose name, so I can't remember. But yeah, I wish there'd have been like a beat the Cube element at the end, so we could have said we beat the Cube.
The Cube. Yeah, that would have been good if Schofield had rocked up. Then I would have definitely done it. But some of the games, when you see it on TV, they look so easy. Yeah, I can do that. It's just throwing a ball in a bin.
Oh, it's so hard. So difficult.
But then, I suppose when you're in it, yeah.
The one we were really good at, do you know the game where there's like two different targets, you and your partner stand in different corners, and you both have to throw a ball at the same time, and it has to hit like a place on the wall, but it has to be within within half a second of each other.
Yeah.
We did that we did it first go, and it was like 0.002 they hit together. Absolutely nailed it. Got all the points.
Awesome. That's so smart.
But yeah,
so
if you're in the UK, I don't know if that's the only one in Manchester, or there's a few of them around the country, I'm not sure. Yeah, definitely worth going. I want to do the Crystal Maze one next, Craig. I've done it already.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be really good, like the Crystal Maze.
And there's an I'm a Celebrity experience as well at
So I believe.
the Trafford Centre.
In Manchester.
Yeah, Trafford Centre's like quite a way out of town, but it's like South Manchester.
I think I've only been to the Trafford Centre once.
It's huge, absolutely huge.
Yeah, it is, but
It's really hard to get there from the city centre though.
Is it really?
Yeah. There's a dinosaur crazy golf outside, massive.
Wow.
There's a huge indoor ski slope as well with like, not real snow obviously, but like actual snow.
Oh, I'd love to go there then. Should definitely do it.
And it has a food court which looks like the Sistine Chapel inside. Very strange, with fountains in the middle of it. Yeah. Oh, it's all going on.
Definitely. I might go through for my Christmas shopping.
Yes, we've got Christmas markets as well then.
Yeah, I'm going to Edinburgh this year.
Edinburgh, I'd imagine, is beautiful for Christmas markets.
That's amazing.
I just find that it's just very expensive to stay there over in the sort of build up to
tell me
Christmas.
about it.
I was looking at hotels again recently, maybe for a weekend there before Christmas, and they were off the chart. We're going to go to Liverpool instead. Liverpool's a little bit less expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, it is so expensive. Rightio. What I was doing, Joe, is I die cut the yellow frame and I popped that over the photo of myself and my mum. And then what I done is I die cut the frame again in the teal, and then I popped that over the top. So I done the die cut frame, then the photo, then on top of the die cut frame, and that gives you extra depth. And then I've just taken a frame, 8x6 frame without the mount. I'm going to take that one out. I'm going to take the glass, and then what I can do is take this one.
Craig, I nearly had a nosebleed then.
I'm not, so as you can see, I'm not using the glass, but then the glass I can always use, you know, with my re-inkers or that. Debbie was showing you things that
great
you could
idea.
do last week. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in. So actually, tell you what, let's use this because I think I've got my tape on the back. So nothing different. It's just I've gone in. I've die cut some butterflies separate. So you can do that, run it through your die cutting machine, and then fussy cut the little butterflies out so you can layer them on top of each other. So let's take this one off and then take this one off. That can go into the middle and it fits just perfectly all the way around. Press that in, press it in. I'm going to lift these butterflies up, up, and then what I've also done is I've done another couple of butterflies on top.
You're making me really anxious with that glass. I don't know why.
Yeah?
You're just sort of picking it up and chucking it around like it's a football or something.
Taking my sentiment that I've already done. That can go into there. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue. And then that will be, let's pop that one. I'm going to pop it there. Press down just for a moment. And then there we go. Just neaten that one up. Little frame inside a photo
Absolutely
frame
gorgeous.
With myself and my mum.
I think on another show that could have been card of the show, you know.
Do you think so?
I reckon it could have, but obviously it's Craft Along, so Craft Along will go forward. Let me remind you then what you are going to receive. You want to go for these now, you can. What a great way of utilising some of those pictures, maybe just sat in your phone that you just don't do anything with.
Yeah.
Make them into keepsakes. I think it's such a great thing to be able to do. Graceful Flourish is this one here. You will also receive the bells and bows, which is that one there. You've got beautiful butterflies, winter foliage, and also the sparkling snowflakes too. You'll get all 5 of those. £56 or $66 is your price there on those. $44.80 or $52.80 as a platinum member. Then, of course, Craft Along then will be card of the show, Craig, which is fabulous. So that one will be going forward.
This one.
Let's have another little look at that. Absolutely gorgeous.
There we go. The Craft Along using the fancy frame, graceful frames that we used for this one here. So we used a combination. Background is from our paper library. Our 12x12s was from the Positivity, and then we used our left fold alphabets to create the sentiment at the top and the bottom. And then we just used some of our leaf dies from Autumn Blessings as the embellishment. Same with the Ladybug, and then put a little bit of vellum on top of the leaves, at the back of the leaves.
Absolutely beautiful. Really, really gorgeous. What an amazing Craft Along it is, or was, I should say. Don't forget, you can send us some pictures as well. Don't forget between the shows if you want to. Remember, a little bit different at the end of the day today. We'll be back here on Crafters TV at 6 p.m, so just over 2 hours' time. That's 1 o'clock East Coast, 10 a.m. West Coast for a 1 hour, slightly shorter Second Chance Sunday, because then at 2 p.m. East Coast, 11 a.m. West Coast, myself and Craig will be over on the Crafters Companion USA page for a 1 hour US warehouse clearance wrap-up event. So make sure you join us over there. So we'll see you back here for Second Chance Sunday and we'll also see you over on Crafters Companion USA as well. Don't forget to check out your baskets, and I'll see you back here in a couple of hours' time. Big thanks to Craig. Thanks.
Toodles.
Bye.